Daily is daily Vikings entertainment. We just want the Vikings to win a Super Bowl before we die.
I will ride with this group.
Seriously, man. Please.
And away we go. Woo!
All right. Darren Doogie Wolfson from the 5 Eyewitness News Sports Department. You guys, you and your teammates, Chris Long and Alec, were roaming the Vikings. So I don't love the fact that we avoided the elements on day one. It's a little rainy, a little muggy. We're already setting the tone by moving indoors. Come on. Let's get out there.
Yeah,
let's fight the elements.
If they were out there, Phil, and God forbid, you name the player, hypothetically said player, plants his foot into that wet grass and goes down clutching his knee. What the bleep would you be saying?
Writhing in pain, screaming to the heavens.
Those fields dry out quickly. If that player gets hurt, the grounds crew's gone. I'm firing him immediately.
Just fire the head groundskeeper and move forward, Dukes. That's all you do.
Let's keep that grass dry.
When you need him. Yeah. Now, it was fine. I mean, it's such a tight fit, though. Now, from a viewing standpoint, like, this is how tight a fit it was. At one point, my TV colleague, Alec Osmus, had to shift his camera because Andrew Van Ginkel had to go through a drill. That's how close we are in the indoor. Heck, I'm sure you've talked about this at some point already, whether it was last night on social media or this morning. But, Phil, J.J. McCarthy, 7-on-7, is rolling out. Nobody is open. He throws the ball away. You make an epic one-handed catch.
That's
right, yes. You caught that J.J. McCarthy pass.
Give me my flowers.
From a viewing standpoint, it is fantastic. You can see everything. But, like from just a video gathering standpoint, TV standpoint, and, hey, just the players just having more ability to move, they will be grateful to be outside later today.
Just for clarification, was he, because all I saw was the ball like 5 feet from my face and then making a miraculous one-handed catch, my first documented catch since probably 7th grade. Was he throwing that ball away on purpose, or did he get a little saily on that throw to the sidelines? Okay.
No, you caught arguably his smartest pass of the entire day. B-flow defense, obviously throwing a curveball day one. He scrambled, he said, and he threw you the ball. Incredibly smart. And here's the other thing, too, and you can go to your grave knowing this. For one day, you can make a case. Phil Mackey had a better receiving day than Justin Jefferson.
That's right.
McCarthy was 9-12 in team. All 3 incompletions were to Jefferson, including a very uncharacteristic drop. So Phil Mackey, in my opinion, day one of camp, outdueled Justin Jefferson.
Wow.
Here's the beauty, too. JJ is so shrewd, McCarthy that is, not Justin Jefferson, is so damn sharp. I think he knew exactly what he was doing. So, yes, throwaway, but he spotted you specifically.
Oh,
that was a very specific pass to you, Phil Mackey.
Yeah. Well, we do have a good vibe. We have a good relationship, some good back and forths. And someday we'll get him on the show on Purple Day. They've been pretty, like, he went on Rich Eisen one time, and they're trying to keep his profile low. But it is funny because a year ago this time, the Vikings would post all these photo albums, like 100 photos from practice, and there would just be no photos of McCarthy, no social media, just everything on the down low. They are now at least allowing him to be photographed and documented to some extent out there. So, that was, we'll talk more about it on the other Purple Daily, the Thursday episode, Judd's Camp Notes. But, Dukes, let's dive into some of the things. I know you were out there. You were talking to Will Fries. So we have a bunch of things on our list for some conversations that we saw you having yesterday. But let's start with 40% of the offensive line, Will Fries and Christian Darrisaw, slowly mixing back in from their injuries. Neither one of those guys is on the PUP. They were doing individual stuff and mixing in as they could. But what did you learn yesterday about Will Fries and Christian Darrisaw?
Well, on Will Fries, he acknowledged he underwent a second procedure in the spring. So he suffered a right tibia fracture week 5 last year against Jacksonville. But in this moment, it's what I verbalized on Tuesday, that he's feeling great. And to me, it's days, not weeks, when he gets the full clearance. Now, he told me he hasn't been told the exact day he'll follow their lead. But my understanding is, like, at some point next week, will it be early, late? But at some point, I believe by about this time next week, give or take a day, that Will Fries will be completely cleared, participating in a lot of those 11 on 11 plays. On Christian Darrisaw, I feel like, yeah, fantastic. Like, mildly surprised that he's not on the pup. Now, hey, we said, is it possible he comes back like week 3, so doesn't start the season on the pup? But now I think it's legit. We can have the conversation. Week 1, September 8th, Christian Darrisaw, left tackle at Soldier Field against the Bears. But to me, it feels like he's still a couple weeks away. My TV colleague Chris Long had a nice conversation with Darrisaw. He said some of the same things as Fries, that, hey, I'll follow their lead, but feeling really good. But I feel like he's a little bit further away from that full clearance, seeing him 11 on 11. My hope is by the time we get to those joint practices with the Patriots, what is that, like August 11th, August 12th, those 2 days, that Wednesday and Thursday, my hope would be maybe by that point, Darrisaw is in there 11 on 11.
It's probably worth bringing up as well that Darrisaw, when he took part in individual drills and OTAs or the minicamp, had a big brace on, like a very big brace. I think it was down to like a sleeve type brace.
It was a sleeve.
So, I
sleeve.
mean, he's clearly, and again, I'm sure they're going to be cautious here. You do not want to bring him back aggravated and then him be out for weeks and weeks. But that being said, I mean, he clearly has legitimately made progress beyond what I think anyone expected. So I got him yesterday after practice, after Longer left, and I said, opening night, what do you think? And he's like, oh, that's going to be up to KO. But, and I do believe that they don't know. It's fair to say that. Like, they legitimately don't know. But there's no question in my mind now that he is going to push to play. Like, that game, they've got that game clearly circled. They're not going to be dumb about it. But I think that we, last week, rightfully probably dismissed that, Doogs, and said, no way. And after seeing this now, I would say that if things go according to plan, he probably definitely plays in that game. But again, to your point, it has to go according to plan.
Yeah, I mean, I knew that he was feeling good, looking good, but it always seemed just too aggressive.
Yeah.
Like surgery early November, 2 torn knee ligaments repaired, to then play 10 months later. But yes, at this point, when you don't start camp on the PUP list, it absolutely is at least a conversation piece. We'll continue to have the conversation. Now, yeah, I'm with you, Judd. Do they really know? No, right? Like, they need to see him move 11 on 11, right? So we'll be able to formulate better opinions August 15th, August 24th, something like that, after we see him a handful of days. But at least we can have the discussion now. And I'm telling you, like, I'm not sure even like a month or two ago, even though he was progressing really well, that September 8th was even a remote possibility. At this point, it absolutely is minimum a remote possibility.
And just the last thing, too, this is huge. Like, if Christian Darrisaw can play and, protect McCarthy's blind side in week 1, nothing against Justin School. I'm sure he's a fine guy, and I'm sure that he can play a little bit. But if you think about it, like if you think about who do you want to have Monday night opener in Chicago, like absolutely foundational guys, right? For McCarthy, Christian Darrisaw, as important as the skill position guys are, Christian Darrisaw is high on that list. So I think that's probably the most pleasant surprise out of everything that we've seen so far, is that there even looks like a possibility that he's not going to miss regular season time.
I'm with you. I mean, in many ways, it's kumbaya right now. Like, it's pretty drama-free. I get it. Metellus wants the contract extension. There continues to be dialogue. Rob Brzezinski, others with the Vikings, with his representation, Drew Rosenhaus. I don't know if it'll get across the finish line. I feel like still it will eventually, but I don't know that in this moment. But the fact that Josh is like, hey, I'm going full out. Like, it's not like he's sitting out anything. They don't have any significant players on the PUP list. I get it. Injuries are inevitable. They don't have anyone holding out. Terry McLaurin, Trey Hendrickson, whatever it might be. it seems like there's really, really good vibes right now in Eagan.
Yeah, it does. And even the way that I was there, it's fun. It's hilarious. The day of Mackey yesterday at training camp, all of the Josh Metellus, like the Vikings must have had their camera people right across from. So like as Metellus is talking about his situation, whatever, there's me just like gazing at him.
You're smiling like a proud parent.
Yeah.
You're smiling. You're just there like, oh man, Josh.
What a day at camp for this guy here. But I was there for the Metellus little news conference, and he didn't want to get into and Doogie, you were standing right next to me too, but he didn't want to get into some of the specifics of like negotiating. But for a guy that has been denied, look at that.
There it is.
Look
at Mackie. Look at this. It's like you're a proud PR guy who's like coached him up on what to say. And you're like, yeah,
Metellus, he's my guy.
I wish my wife looked at me like that, Phil. I mean,
we all do.
Yeah, do not look. Phil, do not let Jonna see that picture because she'll be like, you never look at me like that.
That's right. Jonna and Josh Metellus are the only two people that and maybe JJ McCarthy now that we've completed a pass. But he's like, for a guy that is currently being sort of snubbed for a contract after watching other teammates get paid. Yeah, the fact that he was out there and he's doing team drills, it is kind of kumbaya. And the one quote from him, and I don't have it in front of me, but he essentially said, like, I've played 2,000 snaps the last 2 years. He's played among the most snaps of any player in the league. And the film doesn't have any volume on it, essentially. Like, the film speaks for itself is what he was alluding to. But, for a guy that is being snubbed a contract at this point in time, he's just out there doing his thing. He's not being a cancer to the other guys on the roster.
No, not at all. I mean, he embraces being a team captain, being a team leader. Well, how do you lead? In many ways, it's showing up on the field. He realizes that. He did also tell me one thing I found interesting. He's lighter. Now, he may put on some pounds here the next few weeks, and I don't have the exact number, but he's definitely lighter. And he alluded to, without it being specifically brought up, hey, Cam is gone. Cam Bynum is gone. Does that mean that Josh might perhaps be playing a little bit deeper safety, deeper just overall? But he did tell me, because I made the observation, just looking at him, he looked a little lighter. Not noticeably way lighter or anything like that, but he looked lighter to me. Just knowing Josh the way I do, I just saw it. I go, hey, you look lighter. He's like, yeah, I am down a handful of pounds. So I wonder if in his mind he's preparing to play a little bit further away from the line of scrimmage more this year.
Well, it was just it's the first practice indoors, and it's hard to glean too much, but it was interesting that they were running out some formations, and I don't know how specifically we're even allowed to talk about this, so censor this if you need to, but there were some like 3 edge rusher formations where Dallas Turner was the third edge rusher on the field, and they'd have a team that played 3 safeties all the time last year, with Metellus being the third safety, had 2 safeties on the field, Harrison Smith and Josh Metellus, with Theo Jackson running with the 2s at times. So maybe part of this is, hey, we'd love to find a way to get another talented edge rusher on the field more often. So maybe that means that a safety comes off the field, and there's different ways you could finagle it. But just something. I mean, he was playing deep a couple times yesterday for sure.
I think he's I think he's the safety in the base. So when they go to base, I think it's Harrison Smith, Metellus, but they don't go to base a ton. So I think when they go to a dime, if they use the extra corner, or a nickel if they keep 2 corners, I think then Josh roams around. Theo Jackson comes in. And don't forget, too, guys, in the offseason workouts, Jay Ward was being cross-trained. It was pretty clear at the Metellus role. And by the way, don't be surprised if in 2026 Jay Ward's that guy. But the interesting thing, Dukes, about Flores, too, and Josh gave some information, but not too much. But I feel like when you show up, when you play in a Flores defense, and you show up at the beginning of spring, I always feel like there's 10 new wrinkles, right? Like there's, okay, you're going to do this now. And this is why it takes so much to play. Like a player has to be so smart to play in the system. So Brian Flores is never, I don't think, going to show you all of the same things that he did the previous season because he knows opposing teams have scouted that. So I fully expect we're going to see some wrinkles now that will involve guys playing more so in places they might not have a year ago.
Oh, absolutely. And hey, if you're ever going to experiment, July 23rd, July 24th, July whatever, August 10th. Okay, maybe not so much September 4th in practice, but you get the idea. Yep. You're trying some different things, especially early in camp. I don't think we were talking out of turn, Phil. I mean, I don't think it's breaking news that at times we may see Grenard with Van Ginkel with Turner on the field. At times we may see Theo Jackson on the field with Metellus, with Harrison Smith. At times, maybe it's a third corner, Jeff Okudah or Mekhi Blackman. Like, I don't think that's exactly any
Packers
sort of
are watching this right now.
breaking news.
Packers are taking notes furiously. Matt LaFleur just Matt. Hey, Danny Campbell. Come on, Danny.
Matt LaFleur, by the way, irate at all of the phones that were turned on in the because everyone got the Amber Alert yesterday at the same time in Wisconsin, I guess.
There's nothing you can do when there's an Amber Alert.
And he was like,
yeah, you can.
That was a great glimpse. There's been people in chatter that Matt LaFleur needs to just take a deep breath sometimes with his personality. He's like super wound up. And so you got 20 or 30 people in a news conference room and all their phones go off at the same time. And he, instead of being like, oh, this is kind of funny, he was pissed.
Yeah. Cram it up your cram hole, LaFleur. Calm down.
Yeah.
Like,
no, here's the deal.
He needs to take a deep breath.
Reporters in Green Bay, even Sports Dad, who knows nothing about his iPhone, found this. You can silence those.
Yeah, but then you won't know if there's a child being kidnapped in a van down the street.
Here's the thing. They put them on the overhead board on freeways. So if there's so if I see a license plate and it's the Amber Alert license plate, I will know. One day I was sleeping on my couch and my phone was on my chest and it went off. And I'm like, I can't find the kid here. I'm sleeping on my couch.
There's nothing I can do. Yeah.
So there's nothing I can do. So Matty LaFleur, yeah, just tell him, silence those things. You're not going to find the child while sitting in an auditorium in Lambeau Field.
So next time Doogie or my unborn son is missing, Dukes, don't count on Judd to be alerted if
dude, I'll see the license plate of the offending
yeah.
I'm not going to find him in my house, or I'm not going to find him in a press conference.
Well,
listen, I'm trying to watch
Doogie,
NHL Network right now.
Has an e-bike. He's got a bike that goes 30 miles an hour, so God knows where he is most of the time. Thankfully, we have the locator on the cell phone, so sometimes I have an idea. But yeah, Declan, yeah, you're soon to be newborn. Yeah, Judd doesn't care. He doesn't give a bleep.
I do care. I just don't wake me up.
Yeah, I know one place where Judd's going to silence the Amber Alerts. It's when he's enjoying a delicious meal at Butcher and the Boar, right, Judd?
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about the most delicious food that you can find, Southern-style hospitality. North Loop, and by the way, this is a great place to stop if you are pre-gaming or post-gaming after a Twins game. Butcher and the Boar, and it is now outdoor patio season, right? Butcher and the Boar has a huge new patio. It's a must-see. Great craft cocktails, great beers, and in fact, there is a Butcher's Patio kickoff party this Sunday from 4 to 10 p.m., which includes live music from 7 to 9 p.m. Again, Butcher and the Boar, great food, great fun, great drinks, North Loop, check it out.
Yeah, and have we teed off yet at the 3M Open here? I think we have. Let's go.
We got Kevin Kistner in the lead. He is in the lead, 3 under through 5. So some of the best golfers teeing off in our backyard right now. At TPC Twin Cities. You can still get tickets. Even though the event has started, you can still get tickets throughout a great weekend of fun at TPC Twin Cities. 3mopen.com/tickets to go watch some of the best golfers. You got a post-game concert with Lee Bryce on Saturday. 3mopen.com/tickets.
All right, dudes, back to
Twin Cities. How's my guy Frankie Sappin doing? Has he teed off yet?
Only a few guys have teed off here. Eric Van Rooyen, local guy, 1 under par.
Carson Young, not Cam Young.
Is Cam Young playing in this?
Homa even through 2.
Okay.
Almost even through 2.
Buddy of mine ran into Max Homa at Chipotle the other day.
Oh.
Small world.
What was like Max Homa's
and he would be the only human on the planet that would recognize. As
I
good a
the
golfer
same
as
thing.
Max Homa is, I'm not sure I'd recognize him if he was at Chipotle.
He's pretty identifiable. Like he's kind of a goofy guy. He's got a personality. So, Doogie, I can't remember if it was you and me or me and Judd. We had a bunch of good training camp conversations yesterday, but one of them was on the sidelines of practice about Jalen Naylor, and like he looks much more yoked. He told reporters apparently that he's only up like 2 pounds, so maybe it's just semantics there. But I think it would be great to see him from a Viking standpoint have a big wide receiver 3 season. Maybe if Addison gets suspended, maybe he juices his numbers even more, and then go get paid elsewhere so that he factors into the Vikings comp pick formula. But all the talk about, the guys that they brought in, drafting Ty Felton in the 3rd round, Rondale Moore, Jalen Naylor is still WR3 at this point, it looks like.
Oh, and I don't think it's close. And that being said, I'm uber excited about Ty Felton's future. But right now, to me, it's not much of a battle. Jalen Naylor, clear cut, wide receiver 3. I spoke with him also post-practice. It was brief, was curious about his number change, 83 to 1, and just how big a year this is. Heck, he could have an impact on special teams. He's got some return capability. But yes, I mean, there hasn't been extension dialogue. Now, I will tell you, my understanding is his representation will be in Eagan at some point in the next 10 to 14 days. So to me, it's just about inevitable if his representation is literally on the ground in Eagan, even if it's informal, there might be some sort of conversation, but I don't foresee the Vikings signing Naylor to a contract extension. To me, it makes sense for him to get to March, to get to unrestricted free agency, a la Patrick Jones getting a decent contract with the Carolina Panthers this past March. Put yourself in a position. They drafted Felton for a reason. So have a really good year. They're all about Jalen Naylor having a really good year. Yes, in all likelihood, Jordan Addison is going to miss games due to suspension. That Naylor is going to have a big opportunity at different points last year when Addison was hurt. Naylor had an opportunity, made some nice plays, had some unfortunate drops, but you can see the potential. You absolutely can see it. So to me, he's on the upswing. He has a better year this year than he had last year. Not exactly sure numbers-wise what that looks like, but you feel good about his chances to improve upon his pretty good year last year as a 3rd wide receiver. And he can position himself in March to get paid as a wide receiver 2. Then Ty Felton becomes this team's wide receiver 3 in 2026.
Which makes absolutely perfect sense. And also a lot like Bynum and Murphy Jr. last year. This is a classic. There's injury risk. I understand that, but bet on yourself. Like the only reason the Metellus thing comes up is partially because his contract's so bad. Like if Josh Metellus had a pretty good contract for 2025, I'm not saying he wouldn't get extended for sure, but I don't think that we would be talking about the potential, which we didn't see, of a hold-in. Bynum, Murphy were, I'm not saying breaking the bank here, but they were fine. But the Metellus thing only comes up because of the fact that he is in a predicament where his contract just sucks. Naylor, I think, is in a predicament where 100% bet on yourself. And by the way, too, there are certain positions, wide receiver 3 is a perfect example, where if you're the team, if you're a well-run team, you want to churn that one. So develop a guy and then churn it. Unless Addison's going to be traded for sure and you like Jalen a lot, that is a position where I think it makes sense for the player, Jalen Naylor in this case, to bet on himself, and for the Vikings to be very comfortable with doing what you said, which is, okay, you did great, go get your money elsewhere. Now Ty Felton steps in.
Amen. And hey, you're right on Metellus, right? Like, he's not wrong when he says between special teams and defensive snaps, playing. I mean, last year he played darn near 1,250 snaps between the two than whatever he played in 2023. So you go back the last 2 years, yeah, he's played about 2,000 snaps. He's not making that up. So you look at his number, whatever it is. What is it for this year? 4.5 million,
it's
4
like
million?
4. It's like 4 for this year. It's terrible.
For all he does, for all those snaps, yes, like that's the problem. That's just, it's too low. Right. Like on Cam Bynum, he was still on his rookie contract. He hit all those escalators. I'd have to look. But like, if you play a certain amount and perform, there are these escalators for guys that get drafted like in the 4th round, like Cam Bynum. He hit all those escalators. So yeah, it's not like he made $12 million last year, but he was still on his rookie contract as a day 3 pick. Plus he hit all these escalators. So Cam Bynum made a couple $1 million. So that's why Cam Bynum was fine. To me, Naylor, comparable position. See if you can hit some of these escalators. make a decent amount of money this year. But yeah, then position yourself in March to hit a really nice payday. On Murphy just timed it out, right? I mean, he signed here as a free agent, so he had already completed his rookie deal previously, came here as a free agent, picked the right time to have a career year. Hopefully he can duplicate that. By the way, I thought Byron Murphy Jr. looked good day one. He had a really nice pass breakup on a pass to Justin Jefferson, but just watching him move, he looked really good to me.
Yeah. Dukes, give us any other just thoughts, quick notes, or nuggets that you want to toss out before we say goodbye. And we'll probably do it at least once or twice more next week, now that we're in the thick of training camp here.
Absolutely. Sure hope so. Although, yeah, we can get to some Twins.
We'll do a
MLB
twin show with you next week, too.
Next week, yeah. But we mentioned Jordan Schultz had the note on Tuesday about Jihad Ward. Well, he never even got here for a visit. He's off to the Tennessee Titans. Yeah, do I think there was some dialogue, his representation, the Vikings, but I don't think it ever got real far. I think actually on Tuesday, when Jordan reported that, then I think he deleted. In fact, he did delete the tweet, but it got aggregated plenty, but that his representation was pretty far down the road with the Titans. So bottom line, Jihad Ward not coming back to the Vikings. He is now a Tennessee Titan. Kobe King, I thought, had a good day one. Like, to me, 5th round pick, you're like, can he make the team or does he not? Like, I would absolutely. Whatever 53-man projection I'm putting out there now in 3 weeks, Kobe King, rookie linebacker, Penn State, he is going to make the 53-man. Write that down. Now, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm thoroughly impressed.
Write this down.
By rookie linebacker.
Don't say if you're
Kobe
wrong.
King.
Just say it. Write that down.
You're on the record
Write
now.
that down.
He's making
Kobe
it.
King. Yeah.
He's going to make
it. I'm not
it.
even going on a far limb with that. I'm sure a lot of people have Kobe King making the initial 53-man roster, but he continues to impress me. Big fan of Kobe King. The Vikings still have not registered any interest in Noah Fant. I saw that he's visiting the Cincinnati Bengals, but so far nothing has gotten off the ground. The Vikings with Noah Fant.
That is interesting. I mean, some of it might just be Noah Fant might be looking. The Vikings don't have a top 2 tight end job for him, and I'm almost certainly looking for at least a TE2 job. But with their 6th round draft pick, Bartholomew, tight end, on the PUP list, and some undrafted free agent guys, there's an opening for tight end 3 on this team, but Noah Fant probably wants just a bigger opportunity. Is my guess.
I mean, that's where Ben Yurosek is at number 48. I don't have the roster in front of me, but I believe 48. I mean, the kid from Georgia can play a little bit. Like, he has a chance. He absolutely has a chance. But yeah, just right now, no movement on the Vikings with any free agent tight end from what I can gather. Is it number 48 for Ben Yurosek?
Yeah. 48.
Correct.
Wow,
Yep.
dude, you're just blocking.
No, I don't have every number, I promise.
Judd's Camp's no
I just
time.
remember
I
watching
gotta have
him
a roster.
run some routes. Yeah.
He is Darren Doogie Wolfson from the 5
Judd,
Eyewitness
how happy
News
were you with Sam
Sports
Howell's
Group.
performance yesterday?
Talk about it. It'll be in my camp notes a little bit.
Your disdain
figured it would
for
be.
Sam Howell is going to be my
This
favorite
is going to
thing
be, well, no.
discuss for the next
We'll
month.
talk about it. Phil saw it too now. Like, we've all seen it. So
Listen, there's going to be a boatload of Judd's camp notes, Doogie. Judd's camp notes.
Can't wait. I saw him writing
those
down a
out.
bunch of stuff diligently. Yeah, I know he's ready. All right, boys, we'll talk on
All right,
Tuesday.
dude.
See you later.
We'll talk to you
Okay,
next
see ya.
week. There he is, Purple Daily here, where we just want the Vikings to win a Super Bowl before we die. See ya.